The founders have this wild first customer story. Tell us about yours.
A golden word for me in the petroleum field, what I would say is uh, pilferage and theft.
But you started all of these things at the age of 19, right? That's like pretty young and pretty rare.
Right. So, I mean, when I used to go talk to a client, sometimes clients be like, यार ये बच्चा है क्या करेगा उससे क्या business करना है. So, I mean, that was a little drawback for me, but on the coming years, so I gained upon experience in doing it, and then I had to prove clients that hey, we are capable of doing so and so stuff or so and so quantity what is required to you. So I mean, proving myself was a difficult part of the journey of my business, but yeah, I could have.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Business Couch Show. Today we have got a super exciting guest, Mr. Amit. He's a game changer in the water and the fuel delivery industry and has seen it all, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. We are diving into his journey, the bold move he's made, the lessons he's learned along the way. So let's get into it. Thank you so much for joining the show.
My pleasure.
Let's rewind to the very beginning. Imagine you are telling this story to a stranger. What is the short but powerful version of how Sushmita Fuels and Thirst Free were born?
Okay, I mean, let's go back to the very initial stages where I thought I will enter into the field of business. Was when I was going back home from my first year of graduation, and then I was thinking that there has to be something I should do which makes me stands out from the crowd.
Right.
And this particular thought came in my mind because I actually wanted to join the Indian Air Force, and because of the COVID and few norms of the age restrictions, I cannot join in because the COVID was there for 2 years long. And then so I mean that made me a little hesitant on thinking what is the next career I should choose. And then that's when I was thinking about saying, let's enter into a business, and then let's enter into a business where there is, I mean, let's enter into a niche business where there is less competition, and then uh, you can actually scale up your product as a premium or a niche category business. And then I was, casually chit chatting with friends, and then I was randomly asking with one of my friends, and he happens to be a RMC plant owner. And then, just we were casually sitting and talking. We ordered some food, then the food delivered to their address, and then that's when it stuck in my mind saying, hey, why don't we actually deliver diesel to the client's doorstep. That's when I happened to ask my friend saying, hey dude, you want an RMC, what if someone comes into your compound and dispense the diesel in front of your eyes with zero pilferage and with you know the premium services what we could offer. He was like, it's a good idea. I mean, because nowadays these industries who consume a lot of diesel, they are known to theft by their own employees.
Right.
So that's when the small idea started to develop, and that's where I started to grow in a very start to do a very small scale business. And then coming to thirst free, so I've seen a gap between white labeling companies and the marketing companies. Okay. So I also have an idea where basically, for example, we are on a podcast, and then you place a water bottle here. 70-80% of the focus of someone who's watching will definitely go on what are the things on the table. Right. I mean, for example, Ronaldo pushed Coke bottles aside from the table, and then you've seen a huge graph down of Coke. So that's when I got an idea when, hey, people observe some water bottles are kept on the table. Why not we start marketing through water bottles? So that's when
That's a wonderful story. Yeah. So you guys have, the founders have this wild first customer story. Tell us about yours. How did you get your first big client?
Coming to Sushmita Fuels again. So, the first client what I've got was, see, anywhere where I go up with this idea, either people say, dude, you're not going to success, or this is not what a kind of a business you have to be. And then they used to ask, saying that, hey, there's so many petrol bunks there. And then why should we come to you when there's a petrol bunk just a kilometer? And then, there was one word, it is actually a golden word for me in the petroleum field. What I would say is uh, pilferage and theft. So where I could actually able to play around with these two words, saying I've sat on a table with a client and I'm saying, see, when you go to a petrol pump, you'll have a lot of pilferage, and you'll also have a theft, saying someone theft kind of a meat tampering, or someone actually stealing diesel from their own tankers. So I've gave them these kind of examples where the client was really convinced with it, and then we've got along with the client.
Right. So, but the diesel, delivering diesel to the doorstep, it sounds like a dream. But logistically, it is kind of a nightmare. Have you faced any kind of challenges?
A lot many. Arun, to be honest, one delivery I always remember is, so our Bowser was going to a particular location and then have to dispense a diesel there, and then from there there has to be a smaller quantity delivered to a client. So it was somewhere around 2:30 or 3 a.m. in the morning, and then I got a call from our driver saying, sir, the truck has a major breakdown. We cannot, make this delivery happen. So, coming to me, I'm a person, if I give commitments, I stand on to them. So it so happened that, we that became a, what do you call, trend in my clientels, saying, we've been I took my own car, and then got. We also have a jerry cans basically. So FSO approved jerry cans where we can store up to 20 liters of diesel in those cans. So I've took those jerry cans in my car, and I've got the diesel dispensed from our truck, and then I've put it in my car, and I personally went and delivered this diesel to the clients. So
Okay. But does this happen a lot or one odd case?
see, this is one odd case which I always remember. So because this is one of my first logistic, issues what I faced. So this is what I remember. But see, it doesn't happen often. There are, you know, 2 out of 10 chances where, see, there are machines. They might get breakdown any point of a time, but thankfully, yeah.
Coming back to thirst free, so you're not just selling water. You're selling a brand experience. So, what is the unusual or unexpected use case that you have come across?
See, used case in the sense, if we meet a client, okay, and then that client likes customizing everything, like from A to Z, anything you ask for, he asks you. For example, you put on something on the table, and he asks that, can this be customized? Can this be customized? Can this be customized? And then we are so in the market that we could actually able to provide the client different kinds of or a wide range of varieties to choose from the cap color to a cap shape to a bottle shape to a bottle color, and the different style of labeling.
So, it's like a customizable solution what you guys provide.
To be in a simpler terms, it is a Rolls Royce in the water field, where you can customize everything from a scratch.
Right, right.
Huh.
So that's a complete, I would say, a 360 degree of branding. So
Correct.
so if you are Any particular brand, whatever you need, however you need it, you customize that particular bottle and then you give that.
Correct. And everything comes at a cost, huh?
Absolutely. Everything do come at a cost, yes. So now, so people, so when you say cost, now people think of fuel and water as the basic necessity of life. Now you are turning them into a premium brand.
Right.
So what is the biggest misconception that people have about your brand?
The biggest misconception in the fuel and the water industry is the purity of what they check. So, I mean, every client, when you say that, hey, I come and deliver the diesel at the doorstep, the first misconception is they deliver some sort of random diesel. So that's their first misconception will be on the client's mind. So that is the first step where we prove the client that we deliver the good premium diesel.
So how do you decide that particular purity? If I have to ask.
So I mean, it all depends on the density, and it all depends on the viscosity of the fuel.
Okay. So what about with the water?
See, water, you check with the TDS qualities. You check with how many TDS in the sense it all includes of minerals, all the other stuff. What do you mix in the water?
Okay.
So I mean, to be honest, the higher TDS level, the good the water.
Right. Right. So then you deliver the best and the good quality.
Definitely.
But you started all of these things at the age of 19, right? That's like pretty young and pretty rare.
Right.
So, so how do you, as a young entrepreneur, uh, you got the orders, or did you have to prove yourself, or it just came to you naturally?
Okay, to be very honest, I had to prove myself because the only thing when I go meet a client, any client who looks at, I mean, who looks and who picks their vendors, they only pick at an experienced vendor. Right. So I mean, when I used to go talk to a client, sometimes clients be like, "यार ये बच्चा है, क्या करेगा यार? उससे क्या business करना है?" So I mean, that was a little drawback for me, but on the coming years, so I gained upon experience in doing it, and then I had to prove clients that hey, we are capable of doing so and so stuff or so and so quantity what is required to you. So I mean, proving myself was a difficult part of the journey of my business, but yeah, I could able to do it.
Right. So then you just told me about the unit, the quantity, right? So which also comes up to the question of scaling your business, right? So the scaling your business would be a kind of struggle for you at the initial levels. But what is your playbook for from going from a local business to a national wide business? So, are you currently focused only on Hyderabad, or are you planning to do this in Pan India?
We are also operational in Pan India. So I mean, coming to the part of scaling, so I have learned absolutely magic tool which is known as networking. So, I mean, networking actually helped me to scale up my business. I mean, I would say that. I mean, for example, how networking might have helped you will be a question arise in people. So, I mean, for example, I say that you and me are friends, and then you have a connection in a logistic chain, and that logistic chain definitely need a diesel. So, I mean, your connection is so strong with the logistic chain that he might be your friend or something. And then you refer me saying, hi, there's a very good friend of mine who was into diesel delivery doorstep. I want to try it. So, networking plays a very keen role in expanding your business.
Right. So now, and you just mentioned me as your friend. So let me say, okay, I invest 10 crore rupees in your business. What is that one aspect of your business you would like to improve, or you would use this
See,
10 crores?
10 crores is a lot of money first. So that 10 CR I would be investing in the parts where uh, where I can scale up and strengthen my business more. That's the first thing I would say. And then I would be rather interested in investing the 10 CR in the part of business where I'm more sure and more strong about that I could gain up more profitability in it. So that's what I will be looking up in the first state.
Right. If you could time travel back to the day one of your journey, what is that one piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
I wouldn't say day one of my business. I would say initial, you know, stages of my business. I would say. So I mean, I would whisper my failures, or I would whisper my wrong steps which I've taken. So I would whisper it in my ear, saying, "Dude, you've done this. Please don't do it, so that you can save some time and invest in something else."
Right.
So that's the thing I would actually whisper it in my younger years.
But what would be that? If you have to pick one particular thing, what would be?
Wrong steps. For sure.
Wrong steps.
For sure.
In terms of, let's say, okay, when we divide the business into sales, finance, marketing, operations.
I would say finance and operations. For sure.
Finance and- So I've got some rapid fire round. The quick questions, no overthinking.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Done.
So the biggest business risk you have ever took.
I've played with a lot of finances, to be honest. So, there were days when client asked for extra amount of diesel, and then I only had less amount left. So I have to send it across, and then I used to play with that, mean time gap where one client have to send a diesel and the other client is gonna make me a payment. So I used to play a lot with those kind of, I would say, a day or two time.
The risk taker.
I used to take a lot of risk with them.
So I think that is with every entrepreneur
Yeah.
starts in. So one founder you would love to have dinner with.
So one founder I would love to have dinner with is Sir Ratan Tata. Sadly, I guess I'm unlucky. And apart from them, I would actually have a dinner with Sri Kumaramangalam Birla.
But why these two?
See, why these two is in the sense, see, to be very honest, I like their thinking. I like the way they ensure, leave everything about ensuring their business. I like the way how they think and treat people outside their business group.
Okay. So now let me act as God.
Okay.
So if I give you one option between Sushmita Fuels and Thirst Free, if you could keep only one, what would it
I wouldn't worship the god, no.
be? You keep both.
Because see, for example, Shushmita fuels is food for me, and thirst free is air for me, so that I can breathe oxygen.
Good.
So that's the kind of bonding I have with these two companies.
So one line description of the future of fuel delivery and bottled water.
See, fuel delivery and bottled water. One line description I would say is it's gonna be energetic and pure.
Energetic in mind. So just to wrap up, where can people follow your journey or connect with you?
On Instagram, they can just search AMITNUTHI, and then you can directly connect with me over there.
Thank you so much for joining the show.
My pleasure, Arvind, again.
Whoa, what a conversation. Amit's story is proof that success isn't about luck. It's about the grit, the innovation, and knowing when to take risk. If this episode got you thinking, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And of course, subscribe for more awesome stories. Catch you in the next one.